In this video, I'm going to show you how to plot coordinates on a graph or coordinate plane. But before I teach you that, there are a couple of things you have to understand about coordinate plane, the graphing paper. First thing you have to know is your x-axis and your y-axis. You have a horizontal line that goes left to right and a vertical line that goes up and down. Which one is on x-axis? X-axis is always the horizontal one that goes left to right. And your y-axis is always vertical one that goes up and down. So you have to remember horizontal, x-axis, vertical, y-axis. Second thing you have to know is the origin. The origin is where all the numbers start. And in this case, it's right in the middle, right here. And you can see the number from this point, where we call it 0, the origin. The number increases to the right on the x-axis, or decreases to the left, or increases above and decreases below. So this is where everything begins, the origin. The third thing you have to understand is your scale. For this example graphing paper, the scale is by 1, 2, 3, and that same thing, -1, -2, -3 to the other side. 1, 2, 3, up, -1, -2, below. So each square is worth 1. But sometimes you have each square worth 5 or 10. If it's 10, it goes up by 10, 20, 30, right? It worth 50, or it could worth 0.5. So you have to make sure what each square is worth every time you're trying to graph or trying to understand the graph. The fourth thing you have to know is how the numbers behave on a graph. On the x-axis, number increases as you go to the right. The easiest way to remember this is you write or read from left to right, right? And so if you're just trying to write 1, 2, 3, 4, you would naturally write from left to right. And that's how x-axis behave from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on to the right. It goes up. On the other hand, this is a tricky part. If number increases to the right side, the number will decrease to the left side. So even though if you just look at the number, it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like it's getting bigger, it's actually negative. And with a negative, the number is just getting smaller and smaller as you go. So from 0 to the left, number decreases, -1, -2, -3, and so on. On the y-axis, number increases as you go up from origin. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on. And one way to remember this is thinking about a building. When you go into a building, even if it's a small one, you count the floor from where you stand and up above, right? So you count first floor, second floor, third floor, and it goes up. So if you think of that way, this is the first floor, second floor, third floor. Number goes up as you get higher and higher on the building. On the other hand, when you go down to the basement, you go basement floor, right? The first, second, third, it goes down. But to note the basement, we have the negative, okay? So that is all that you have to know about graph for now, okay? Now, if you're trying to plot coordinates, you will see coordinates in pairs like this. Parentheses, parentheses, and you have two numbers in between. For example, I have -3 and 7 right here. You have two numbers, first number, second number. And you have to know which number is x, which number is y. And as you can see over here, first number is always x, second number is always y. Remember, when you do your alphabet, x always comes before y. It's x, y, z, right? So x is always before y. So between the two numbers, left number is always x, second number is always y. Remember that. If you know that, now plotting coordinates is piece of cake. For example, this one, -3 and 7, we said the first number is always x, second number is always y, right? So first number, -3, is x. Which axis should we look at? The x-axis that goes horizontal. So on the horizontal line, you gotta find -3. And from 0, the origin, you go -1, -2, -3. So this is where -3 is for x-axis. The second number, 7, is y, right? Second number is always y. So which axis do you need to look at? The y-axis, the one that's going vertical, up and down. So on this axis, you're going to find 7. From origin 0, you go up 7, and there we go. There's the 7. So you found y7, x -3. Now you have to think of then, where do these points meet? When you're practicing, you can kind of draw this guiding line to find where they meet right here. From -3 goes up, from 7 goes to the left. This is where they meet, right? And there you have your point. Let's do 2 more. The next one we have is 4 and 2. Again, first the number is x, so we are looking for 4 on the x-axis, right there, 4. And we're looking for 2, the second number is always y, so you're looking for 2 on the y-axis, 2. So 4 and 2, they meet at this point. If you are drawing this guiding dotted line, it meets right there, 4 and 2. The next one, -2 and -5. Again, -2, the first number is on the x-axis, you find -2. -5 is the second number on the y-axis, you find -5. Where do they meet? Right here. And there we've plotted 3 points. And let me actually show you one more. What if you have a 0 as part of your coordinate? 0 and 2, let's say. And I'm going to put one more, that is 3 and 0. So I said one more, but actually 2 more. Okay, 0 and 2. How do you do this one? Well, the first number is always x, and x is 0. So on the x-axis, where do you need to go? 0, right? And that is always the origin, right here. That's 0. The second number is y. You're looking at 2 on the y-axis. That's right here. So 0 and 2, where do they meet? Just go up. It meets right there, just at 2, right? X is 0 and y is just 2, right? On the other hand, we have 3, 0. So we have to look at 3 for x-axis. Go here. That's a 3 right here on the x-axis, right there. And second number is a 0, which is y-axis. On the y-axis, where's the 0? At the origin. So we're having 3 for x, 0 for y. Where do they meet? Right here, where x is 3. And that's it. So there's your point. Hopefully this helps in plotting coordinates on a graph.